Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Chronicle, where I talk about my daily life, weekly goals, and the overarching plot of my life. Today was Memorial Day. Very, very good, fun day. I woke up at 7:30, and I was like, why am I awake at 7:30? And why are the cats meowing? Well, because usually I wake up at 7:30 for work, and the cats are meowing, because that's after, Ink wakes up. She gives them breakfast. Um, and also, you guys can't see it right now, but Void is on my lap. He was meowing at me while I was walking around. And I was like, I think it's because he wants attention. So I started giving him attention, and then he started purring a lot. Um, and then he followed me into my room, and he fell asleep on my chair. But I was like, well, I gotta sit in my chair to do the Chronicle. So now he's chilling on my lap. I think he just heard Ink walk in from the balcony, so he might go run over there. Um, anyway, yeah, so today was a lot of fun. I woke up, like I said, I slept in until I think like 10, or maybe like close to 10. I could have stayed up from 7:30, but I was like, nah, I don't really know what I would do. You know what I'm saying? Like the thing about waking up at 10 is that it's it's like a decent hour, so like you could do just about anything. I don't know. I don't think Ink was awake. I think the cats woke her up maybe, and then she fed them and went back to sleep. Because when I got up, I think she was either gone or she was in her room sleeping. Oh, I think I heard her leave actually. At like 10 when I woke up. Anyway, yeah. So I played some Helldivers and I played some Rotwood. I've been really enjoying Rotwood. Me and Surfer Girl are playing it for schedule time, but I've had so much fun with it that I've also been playing it in my own time. That's a lot of fun. Oh, hey buddy, what's up? Okay. Yeah, he does this thing where like he'll crawl up my chest and then he'll like kind of nuzzle like my chin or my cheeks. Um, that's pretty cool. Um, anyway, yeah, so I played some Helldivers and I played some Rotwood and I think I did have breakfast. I made something. I think I used a pan. Oh, I made a breakfast sandwich. I love my breakfast sandwich recipe. I've talked about it before. Very, very good, very tasty. And then, as you know, as good as it is, it's not a full meal, so I need to eat more. So I had most of a chocolate chip muffin that was left over from the cafe, and a monster. I thought about sipping it slowly all day, but I kind of sipped it at whatever pace felt comfortable, which was not like super, super fast, but I think I maybe drank the whole thing over like an hour or two. See what I'm saying? That's what he does. Um, yeah, so I finished that, and then I went to Dad's for not necessarily a barbecue cookout. Like, he cooked all the food, and then we also brought, like, some sides. I brought soda, and then both my sisters technically brought stuff. My younger sister brought chips, quote unquote, brought chips, because I went to Price Chopper, and then in the family group chat, they were like, oh, can you just get stuff for me, and I'll pay you back. So my little sister got chips, my older sister got brownie bites. I don't know if my brother's got anything. I didn't. Or no, no, my older brother he got I think like pastry bites. They're kind of like like I think there was I didn't try them, but I want to say they were like little bite-sized danishes. I could be wrong. Um, but yeah, he brought those. I don't know if my younger brother brought anything. He left actually shortly after I got there. I did get there like half an hour late, but Jones family events always start later than they were scheduled. Like was it my birthday? I wanted to start at like 7 o'clock sharp. I don't think we started till like 7:30 because like I don't know stuff happened. One of the things is like my older sister was supposed to get drinks for my 21st and then she didn't and it's like well crap. Well not drinks but like I think like a bottle of vodka or whatever. Oh he's falling off the chair. Oh he bumped his head. You okay buddy? He's chilling. Okay. He's he's like he kind of just like wriggling around. Ow. Yeah, he like really jams his head into mine. I don't know. I think it's an affection thing. Um, Also, I swear he just bit my neck, which was kind of weird. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, it wasn't necessarily a Memorial Day cookout, but my dad did cook food and it was very good. He tries to get on the desk, the cat. I don't let him, because then he pushes buttons on my keyboard. Anyway, yeah, so it wasn't necessarily a cookout, but it was kind of like, a family function. All the kids were there, at least for a moment. Dad's friend was there, extended family was there, stuff like that. It was good. So I stuck around there, just like, kind of socializing with the family and it started at 2, and I left there at like 5:30 to go on a bike ride, and it was a good bike ride. Um, Good bike ride. The weather was nice. The only thing is my bike seat is too. Hey, buddy, do you want a boost? I think he wants a boost. Hey there. Whoop. There you go. My bike seat is too low. Okay, no, he's going down. Oh, oh, he hears the other cat meowing. Okay, one second. Hey, bud. Boy, what are you doing? Okay. Um, yeah, so I went on a bike ride. That was good. I've got to adjust my bike seat. It's a little too low. I don't know if it kind of just sank over the years or if I got taller. Probably the second option. But I need an Allen wrench, so I'll just bring over like an Allen wrench next time, and I'll get that sorted out. Also, as you guys know, I don't know if I've explained the whole story, but the long story short, I think I have explained the long story. But the long story short is that my bike is being stored at Surfer Girl's mom's house. And actually, when I went on my bike ride, I saw Surfer Girl's car parked in the driveway, and I texted her, and I was like, "Hey, are you at your mom's right now? Can I come say hi?" And then she never responded, and I was too shy to go in there without acknowledgement, so I didn't say hi to her. But I think she was in there. My bike is in the garage, so I don't have to actually go into the house, you know, to get to it. But I went on my bike ride, and it was good. It was 57 minutes, which is good. As long as it's under an hour, it's good. I did my usual loop. And then on the way back, I stopped by QT and got a Powerade because it was free through the app. And I came back and I played more Rotwood and more Helldivers. And then I showered. And gosh, now that I think about it, I really should have practiced my instruments. I'm kind of really behind on those at the moment. I'll probably do that before bed. It is 11 o'clock. I don't know when my bedtime is anymore. My bedtime used to be at a fixed time so that I would sleep for 8 hours. Now, that's great and all. The thing is, I would rarely ever actually fall asleep on time. Even if I went to bed on time, I wouldn't fall asleep on time, and then I would feel tired in the morning, and I would have pretty much wasted my time. So I feel like 11:30 is still kind of good. Like, I think 7.5 hours is close enough to full to where my body is like, yeah, this is good. So yeah, I'm still kind of keeping it at 11:30, where it's like once it's 11:30, I'll get off, and I need to be like laying down in bed by 11:30. Um, but yeah, I guess that's going okay. Um, yeah, so I think I have a half an hour left in my day, so I could just touch up on my instruments, just to make sure I don't walk into lessons on Thursday looking like a fool. Yeah, so I got home from the bike ride, played games, showered. I made beans on toast again, British cuisine. I did heat the beans this time, and it was good. Not like remarkable. Also, the toast, I didn't put anything on the toast other than beans, so it was just plain toast with beans on it. It was food. It definitely was food. Probably won't be buying it again, um, but it was food and it was worth trying. Also, one last week got me thinking. I didn't really work on my goals much, and I have talked about this before, but I just want to rehash the whole story because I was thinking about it. As a kid, I wondered if I could simply work a 9 to 5, come home and either play games or play with my friends or play games with my friends and be happy. And I think over the course of last week, I found out that that is true. I can just work a 9 to 5, come home and do whatever I want, and then be happy. The issue is that I'm kind of choosing not to be happy with that because I feel like I could do more. And again, I've talked about all this before. Um, but it's just kind of interesting, something I was thinking about where I definitely can be happy. It's just kind of that I'm choosing not to because I think I could do more. And it's like I feel like I should be in college, and I do want to be in college. And it's like if it's really just other people's expectations, kind of or questions or whatever that bother me. Dad's friend asked, he was like, "Are you in college, Asher?" And I was like, "Nope." And I think he just left it at that, honestly. Um, but I just felt kind of bad saying no because I think I'm so far I'm the only kid to have gotten an associate's degree. Not that that means a whole lot, but I was kind of like the one in college. I guess my older sister did do a couple classes, but she doesn't have a degree. Um, so yeah, I kind of feel like I should be in college, and I definitely could be, but I don't know if I really want to pull the trigger on going to um, college for teaching. I definitely could. Or I could pull the trigger on going crazy, moving out to the East Coast by myself, because I know I could do that. That's all sorted out. I could go to the East Coast by myself and then pursue my dream of being a marine biologist. How? No idea. But I would get there and I'd have a stable 9 to 5, meaning I'd have a stable income, meaning I wouldn't end up, broke or homeless, hundreds of miles away from my family. Um, but yeah, because I think there's a phrase, happiness is a choice, and that's kind of, I think that's a good example of it. Is I'm kind of choosing not to be happy with what I have because I feel like I could do better, is essentially what's going on. Um, but yeah, I think that was about everything I did today. I have a half hour, so I definitely need to make lunch for tomorrow. I'll probably just make a sandwich again, I think. Um, yeah. So yeah. I will see you all tomorrow, Tuesday. Oh, my tongue's blue again. Look at that. Wow. Anyway, hello everyone, welcome to Tuesday, I think is what today is. Kinda tired. I woke up at 5 in the morning. Can you guess why? It was to the cats again. Um, so I didn't sleep great, but I did sleep. And I was thinking, I was like, I don't know if it's even possible to get a full night's sleep anymore without being woken up by the cats. And I might have to get like noise canceling headphones, but that just seems like I just feel like it just feels like I'm doing too much at that point. But then again, what else do I have to do? I think I'll try sleeping with my door open tonight. The problem is that they do climb around on stuff. Like they'll climb around on my shelf. They can get to there, to here, and then the little guy will play on the shelf down here. Um, and they get on the desk sometimes too, but only if they go from my lap to the desk. I haven't seen them jump up there on their own. And I guess they also like digging in my trash can, and they also like digging around in my closet, and they like going under the bed. But I'm just gonna hope that they don't do anything like take a crap under the bed. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna try leaving my door open and see if they don't wake me up. Last time I tried that, it didn't work, and also every single time they made a noise, I would just feel super anxious because I'm like, oh my gosh, what are they doing? And like they'll knock stuff over. Like for some reason, Ink has literally some decorations on the very highest shelf of a shelf that she has, and Arcane just for some reason likes knocking stuff off of the highest shelf. Um, now, like I said, Arcane can only get to this shelf, and then the little guy gets to the bottom shelf. They don't really mess with the other two here. Um, but I think I'll try that and see if I can get a whole night of uninterrupted sleep. Otherwise, I might go buy some noise canceling headphones. But then again, that's like I can imagine that's not pleasant because I usually sleep on my side sometimes, and I think it's gonna be really uncomfortable to have the headphone jamming into my ear. Um, and when I say like noise canceling headphones, I don't mean like high tech ones. I mean literally just like some low tech, non tech like ear protection. And I was like, well, would my alarm wake me up? Pretty sure because my alarm is right here, so it's pretty much point blank to my head. So I can just turn on the loud setting and that should be good. Anyway, so that all happened before I woke up, and then I got to work. Work is fine. They finally made me try to learn flavor today, so I was doing that until like 4 p.m. It was kind of cool to not be doing my usual job, but at the same time, I don't really like, learning. It makes me like, no, well, it's not that I don't like learning. I don't like learning like a job where people like rely on me, because it just feels more stressful. Um, like was it this job, the roastery is very low pressure, right? It's not like fast food where there's rushes. It's not like retail where you've got to talk to customers. You just do your job at your own pace and you're good. The thing is that with flavor, I am flavoring the coffee. I guess not that other people need to drop, but they're gonna seal it. But what's most importantly is that they're relying on the flavored coffee for orders that they need to fulfill, right? Like or to pack, to ship, right? So there's kind of that pressure to like go as fast as I can to get all those out. Um, so that's a little bit stressful, but I feel like I got the hang of it. I really hope they don't put me in there again, but I'm probably gonna be in there all week. But it was actually easier than I thought it would be, which is good. Um, But yeah, so then after work, I came home and I played Rotwood. Like I said, very much enjoying that. I played Rotwood for like a couple hours. I didn't even eat after I got home. I just played Rotwood for a couple hours, and then I was gonna eat, but I was like, let me get groceries before I eat because it was like 7:40, and the Aldi closes at 8:30, and I was like, well, I want to go at 8, but I guess I kind of need food right now, so I'll go get groceries now and then eat when I get back, and that's what I did. And then I had dogs and mac, and I took a shower, and I had my creatine, and now it's 11:04, and I'm still not entirely sure when I'm supposed to go to bed anymore, because I did still make it through today, and no caffeine, mind you. I did have a Coca-Cola, but those have like negligible amounts of caffeine in them. I think it's like something like 30 milligrams. Um, yeah, so I think I will also be cutting caffeine out of my diet regularly, because I feel like, yeah, it's fun, it kind of feels good, but it's like it kind of spikes my anxiety a lot, and it makes me feel like I'm gonna crap my pants. And it does kind of, I feel like, upset my digestion a bit as well. So I was like, I mean, the thing is, honestly, I never felt like I needed it. I kind of just did it, and now I'm not. I mean, it's like, yeah, I never really needed to get on it daily, and now that I'm off it daily, it's like there's not really a huge difference. Um, so yeah, I do have a coaster. I remember I specifically bought a coaster because I would keep my coffee, out off the production floor because we can't have food on there. So I bought a coaster, which I would always put my coffee on, but now I won't have my coffee, so I guess I can take the coaster home, which is pretty cool. Anyway, yeah, today I kind of did like games and then just like took care of myself, which is cool. Not the most productive, but that's how it goes. Um, yeah, not really much to report. I really need to be working on my goals. I didn't do that guitar one. I did do one of my dailies. I've got to do a couple more. Um, oh my gosh. Okay. Um, yeah, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow, Wednesday. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Wednesday, I believe it is. I was going to say Tuesday, but it's Wednesday. Today I woke up at 4 in the morning. Can you guess why? If you guessed the cat, you'd be right. So I did try leaving my door open, and the thing is, my door was open, but the cat was still meowing and yowling before walking into my room. So that woke me up at 4 in the morning, and I was like, oh, maybe if I tried to like call her over, and then she came over, she like kind of walked around my bed a bit, and then she like left. I was like, okay, cool, so nothing happened essentially, and I just woke up at 4 in the morning. Um, and then went back to sleep until like my usual wake up time at 7:30, and I went to work, and work was fine. I was in flavor again. I finished flavor earlier than I did yesterday. I think it was just because I had less to do, pretty much, because yesterday just had more pounds. And then I just did my daily cleaning tasks, and then I made pallet trays, and then I think I left about half an hour early, maybe 20 minutes, maybe 15, because I did all the pallet trays, and then my supervisor had already left. Um, so I didn't, I don't know where the bags are to label bags to stick around longer. And like I said, it wasn't that long. And then after that, I came home and I played some Helldivers. I played some Rotwood. Um, and then I took a shower, and then I practiced my instruments a little bit for lessons tomorrow. Did a little bit of my guitar catch up. Getting closer and closer to finishing that one finally, because that's the. Wait a minute, did I? No, I didn't. Okay, hold on. Um, I didn't mark the goals. Uh, Not that that's super important. I just that I didn't write the little symbols on there. Um, Anyway, yeah, so I pretty much just came home, showered, gamed, took care of myself, stuff like that. Instruments, did that. I was gonna make a gaming video, and then I kind of didn't. Um, yeah, it's kind of it. I did make lunch for tomorrow, which is good. I've had some bell peppers in there for quite a while. I was surprised to see they have not molded. In fact, they're in quite good condition. So I used the bell peppers to make some tuna salad, so for tuna and crackers tomorrow for lunch. So that's going to be really good. Hopefully I'm also going to play more Monster Hunter Wilds with Gale after lessons tomorrow. So that should be fun. Also, my hair. So like I said, I feel like it's kind of currently in an awkward growing out phase again. But I did get a couple compliments from people who hadn't seen me in a while. They're like, "Wow, It was like one guy said I looked like a stud. There was one girl, she said I had a glow up with a beard, and she saw my tattoo as well. So I was like, okay, that's cool. Good to know people like the current me, which is kind of the new me, but like, current me. Anyway. And then also my older brother, he was like, "Where'd your middle part go?" And I was like, "Oh, it moved, because it was just scooted to the, I think it was scooted to the left whenever he said that. Um, Maybe it was the right, I don't know. But it was scooted over off center, and I was like, "Oh, it's off center because it kind of just does that sometimes." He was like, "We had such good curtain bangs," and I was like, "Yeah, kinda." I did try to kind of replicate what a good middle part looks like, but like I said, it's very hard to do with the asymmetry in my hair. And actually, he has the same thing in his hair, so that's kind of cool. Um, but yeah, so I tried to put it dead center. Like whenever I line up my middle part, I literally just do this, and then I try and put the part right in the middle. Currently, it looks like it's kind of curved that way, or whoops, that way. But that's fine. Um, yeah, so I guess a couple people like my hair. It's always good. I don't know. I feel like it just looks kind of goofy. It's fine. There's one more thing I wanted to say. Oh yeah, the cigarette burn. So if I hold it up closely, it might look kind of gross because it is still healing. Oh man, the camera, it can't really focus on something that close to it. But yeah, you can see it right there. It's not filling up with fluid as much as the first one was, probably because I put the disinfectant on it. Um, I've been I've been putting the disinfectant and a bandage on it every night, and then I usually take it off. Actually, usually it comes off like by the end of work. Then I come home and I have to like put a new bandage on. But it's healing up pretty nice. Yeah, I wonder if it'll look identical to the first one once it's fully healed. They honestly on camera they look fairly similar now, but with your own eyes you can tell the old one here, the first one, is much darker, than the top one. Currently, the top one's kind of pink and white during the healing phase. But I wonder if it'll have that same dark, almost purple color when it's done healing. But yeah. Also, Ink has another person over. I don't know if it's a friend or another hinge date, but I'll probably ask tomorrow. Um, anyway, I'll see you all tomorrow, Thursday. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Wednesday. No, Thursday. Yes, Thursday. Today I was not in flavor, fortunately. Unfortunately, I have to go back there tomorrow. I wasn't in there today because the guy who has been doing flavor recently, he walked in there and started on doing flavor this morning, kind of automatically, just because that's what he's been doing. And then the boss was like, "All right, he can just do that." And then I guess I'll have to get back in there tomorrow. Fortunately, I think that'll be the last day I have to be in there. I just hate being in there, man. I don't like being in there. Like I said, it's kind of stressful because I know that people are waiting on me for the coffee, and it also gets pretty hot in there. Sometimes it's weird. Sometimes it's cooler in there than it is in the rest of the factory, and sometimes it is way hotter in there than it is in the rest of the factory. That's honestly my biggest problem. If it were like not super hot in there all the time, I would have no problem doing flavor. But I know that it can get pretty hot in there, which is honestly the biggest reason why I don't want to do it. Also, look at my hair right now. This is kind of how I would like my hair to look with how it is currently, right? With the middle part right now. Right now, I've got the true middle part, centered. See, right on my head, and it's got a nice little bit of volume. It's not too tall. It doesn't, I don't think it looks super nerdy. It doesn't look ridiculous. It doesn't look stupid. It doesn't look flat. I like how this looks. This is kind of, I think, what I was going for when I put in hairspray the other day. I knew I was like, it's not gonna look good now, but it's gonna look good later, right? Once the hairspray, I don't know, wears off or wears in or whatever. Um, but also, yeah, the cats are hanging out in my room. I don't know if you heard the little guy just now. Anyway, so yeah, but like, I don't know how to achieve this look fresh out of the shower. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is like, it's been a couple days since I think it's been 1 or 2 days, or maybe it was yesterday, a couple days since I washed my hair. So yeah, this is what I want it to look like with the middle part right now. I feel like this looks okay. Like I said, not the worst, um, but I kind of like it. I can do this. Yeah, I can make it go back a little bit. That's nice. Boy, what are you doing? For some reason, he loves playing with. I've got a big 18 by 24 sketchbook on the floor, and he's just going crazy on it. Yeah, I don't even know like what. Like I don't understand. He's really going at it. Okay. Um, Anyway, today, believe it or not, I was not awoken by the cats. I slept for like, I don't know, between 6 and 8 hours, not entirely sure. Definitely less than 8, but more than 6. Because I just kind of stayed up late last night. I think I will be going to bed on time today, in about 20 minutes, hopefully. And hopefully the cats won't they won't wake me up again. Um, but yeah, I don't know why they weren't meowing in the morning like they usually do. Like I said, they do that pretty much every time without fail, so I don't know why they didn't do it this morning. Um, but yeah, so I woke up and I went to work just fine. At work, what did I have? I had tuna for lunch, tuna salad. I made that last night. It was quite good. And then work was fine, just a regular day. It was not in flavor. Let me think. After work, or not after work activities, but like the extra time filling activities. I made some sample bags, and then I made some pallet trays. Didn't make all of them because I ran out of time. Then I went to lessons. Lessons were good. Still learning stuff. That's good. I like that. Came home. I made a chicken bacon ranch flatbread, not homemade. I bought it from the store. I went grocery shopping the other day. I think it was Tuesday, and I bought some not necessarily like frozen TV dinners, but it's like I bought lobster mac and cheese, which you can put in the oven then you cook it and then eat it. So I'm looking forward to trying that. I bought the chicken bacon ranch flatbread. I ate the entire thing in one sitting while watching Jujutsu Kaisen. Um, and then I bought one more thing. Oh yeah, it was remember that pad thai that I had last time? I did confirm that it was pad thai, and it was kind of mid. I bought the same brand. They made like I don't know if it was udon. It was like some kind of noodles with I think like it said like Korean style beef. It's like okay, that sounds good. So I bought that. I'm gonna have that. I don't know whenever. Um, so yeah, so I came home. I had the flatbread. I showered, played a mission of Helldivers, watched an episode of Jujutsu Kaisen. Now I'm here. I did clean my shower cap. It started to get a little bit stinky, and I was like, okay, that's probably not good. So I put it in a sink. I was washing it like just in the bathroom sink with some laundry detergent. I remember a while ago I bought some liquid detergent to clean my the earmuffs of my headphones because they get dirty. So I just kind of sprayed some, or not, I just kind of squirted some of the laundry detergent in with the sink with like running water and the shower cap in there. Um, and I kind of just like scrubbed it and rinsed it. So it's drying, so hopefully it's good now. It said do not wring, and I was like, well, like when with clothing, when you wring something out, you do like this motion, right? You wring out the clothing. But I was like, can I like squish it? Can I just kind of squish it to get the water out? Is that the same as wringing it? Um, yeah, because I was like, I feel like it won't air dry very quickly if you don't try and squish the water out. So I tried gently squeezing some of the water out like that, without wringing it totally. Um, and now that's drying, so that's good. Did do my dailies. I think I've only missed one so far this week. I think so. Also, I was gonna play Monster Hunter Wilds with Gale. Um, I texted them and I was like, "Hey, Wilds tomorrow," and they were like, "Sure, let me know what time." I said, "How about 5:30 your time?" And then they responded, I think after 5:30 while I was eating, they were like, "Oh shoot, I'm at Hot Pot right now," like they were eating. And I was like, "Okay, um, that's fine. I'm eating dinner too. We can play when we get back." And then they're like, "I'm also 2 hours away from home," and I'm like, "Great." So I missed out on that, but that's fine. Tomorrow could be fun. Oh, also, I did try. Remember a while ago when we talked about I had a berry noir, but it wasn't cold. So fun little side tangent. I guess I'm going over, but it's fine. Fun little side tangent. I put a berry noir in the freezer, and then some weird thing happened with it, and I took the can out of the freezer and it was a little squishy, as if it weren't, like usually soda cans are very firm, right? Or like beer cans very firm, but it was squishy. It's like okay, I cracked it open. There was no fizz. I was like, okay, that's weird. And then when I opened it, some weird chemical reaction happening, and it just started freezing. Like it started freezing solid. So about half of it froze solid. I was like, okay, that's kind of weird. So I had to wait for it to thaw, and then I drank it, and it tasted like super duper strong and super duper sour. It is sour ale with mixed berries. So I'm like, maybe depending on how much actual berry is in the sour ale with mixed berries, that could have actually frozen in the freezer, and then that caused that weird chemical reaction. So I just put one in the fridge, and I had it today. Quite good, actually, quite good. Nice flavor on it. One thing I've noticed is I'm starting to enjoy flavor in general. Now, remember how I was talking about how no flavor is bad flavor? It's just like whenever I taste flavor, my brain is like, oh, that's good. And then I taste the flavor and I keep tasting it and I'm like, I actually don't think I like that flavor. So that's what happened when I was like, oh, I had the pad thai and it was good. was like, well, on second thought, it wasn't good. It had strong flavor. I just didn't like it that much. So all that to say, the berry noir did have quite a nice flavor. And it was a nice flavor, not just a strong flavor. I like the flavor. So I had another one of those today, and it was good. Um, I had that while playing Helldivers. And I think that's everything for today. I kind of want to talk about tomorrow because I'm really excited for tomorrow. Tomorrow after work, I'm probably going to come home and then shower and then eat and then go to Surfer Girls for schedule time. Hopefully, she hasn't confirmed yet. But I'll probably call her tomorrow if she doesn't because, like, way back, I think it was like Monday actually. She was like, "How about Friday?" And I was like, "Cool, sounds good." And she's like, "Can you text me the day before?" And I was like, "Yes." And that's the day before. I texted her, hasn't responded yet. I was like, "Okay, I'll probably wait until like lunch tomorrow." Because I'll be working all day, so I'll probably wait till lunch tomorrow. Give her a call, be like, "Hey, are we good?" If not, that's fine. And then if I don't do scheduled time with Surfer Girl, Pouty's boyfriend's younger sister invited me to her birthday party tomorrow, or maybe just party. She just said like out of the blue, "Come to my party tomorrow." I was like, "Okay, cool." I'm not like super close with her, so I was honestly surprised that I got that invite. But obviously, a bunch of my friends are going to be there, so I'll probably be going to that. Could be after scheduled time if that happens. If scheduled time doesn't happen, I'll go there and be there the whole time, I guess. Um, I don't know how long the party is going to last. It is going to be at that one mutual friend's house who has the house. So it could be like an all night long kind of thing. If it is, that means there's going to be no problem getting there at like 9:30 after schedule time. If it's not, that's fine. Um, anyway, I believe that's everything I wanted to say today. And I'll see you all tomorrow, Friday. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Friday. It's currently 11:47 p.m., and I just got back from a party that was a little bit disastrous. Nothing disastrous happened to me, but a couple other folks at the party, you know, I don't want to say I have had a bad time, but like I said, I think disastrous is like it's not an exaggeration, but it's like it was a little bit disastrous. Yeah, today didn't quite go how I thought it would. I woke up, the cats did not wake me up again, which of course is good. And yesterday I was like, I don't know why they didn't wake me up, and I don't know why they did that yesterday. But I know one of the reasons why they don't always meow in the morning is because they got into food and they ate something. Um, I woke up this morning and the entire trash can was knocked over and had trash and food spilling out of it. I heard a loud bang late night last night, and I heard Ink open the door and walk out there. I would assume that that was them knocking over the trash can, but I heard that, and I heard her walk out there, and I heard her say something like "Oh my God" or whatever, and then I heard her go back into her room. So I'm wondering, did she see that the trash can was knocked over, and did she just leave it there overnight and be like, "I'm too tired to deal with this," which is fair enough. It was probably close to midnight or after. Um, or did she pick up the trash can and then they knocked it over again in the middle of the night? Anyway, yeah, so they figured out how to literally knock over the entire trash can, which is pretty impressive considering how it was positioned and how big it is and how it's shaped. Like with the other trash can, they could knock that over, but like that's fairly tall and thin. That last one was not like super tall or super thin, but it was. I can understand how the cat could push it over easily. With the current trash can, and especially how it was positioned, it's a bit rectangular, right? So that's going to be fairly hard to knock over, and it was positioned against the counter, right? So it's like I don't know how the heck the cat managed to figure that one out, but she did, and I woke up and there was trash and food spilling out of the trash can. I was like, okay, I left it there for her to clean up because that's her job, her fault, whatever. Not her fault, but her responsibility, I should say. Um, to clean up after her cats. And then I came home from the party, and the trash can was knocked over again, and like the cat literally ate like what looked like a paper plate or something. Like the cat just straight up ate, like it. There was bite marks, not bite marks. Part of the what looked like a paper plate was just gone. Like it looked like a human had taken several bites out of it. Maybe I think about like close to a quarter of it. I was like, okay, so cool, that's cool, I guess. So I had to clean that up. It wasn't most of it was in the trash can, which is good. But I was like, okay, so I guess we have to keep the trash can locked at all times, which is just kind of annoying. But that's whatever, I guess. Ink is, I think she's camping. She didn't tell me, of course. She doesn't talk to me much anymore. There was a whole lot of drama between her and parkour and me, I guess, technically. Um, so now we're not really talking much. But then again, it's like, with all that drama, I don't have anything to say to her. Um, I can hear the cat meowing. Looks like she took the little guy, I think, to her grandma's or something. I think that's where she took him last time, just so that I have less to deal with, which is nice. Um, but yeah, so that's cool, I guess. Anyway, so I woke up, went to work, work was fine. They put me in flavor again. Didn't go too bad. That was my third day total in there. Um, like I said, yeah, it wasn't too bad. I did clean up afterward. That was fine, not as hard as I thought it would be. Got my nice 8 hour day, and then I came home and I ate food and I showered and I called Surfer Girl and I said, "Hey, are we good for schedule time tomorrow? Or sorry, today? Later today?" She was like, "Yeah," sounded fine. Um, and then schedule time ended up getting canceled, which was okay because I was invited to uh, Pouty's boyfriend's younger sister's birthday. I don't. It was, I think it was birthday party. Yeah. That started at 7, and schedule time also started at 7. But because schedule time was canceled, I went to the party. Like I said, it was a little bit disastrous. Um, yeah, some drunk kid spilled water on me while trying to be friendly, and then I just hit the Irish goodbye, and I pieced right out of there. I do feel a little bad because me and Parkour were gonna hang out a bit. But yeah, Irish goodbye. People have said that it's very in character for me. I know that it's a little bit rude, and it does tend to upset people, so I try not to do it. Um, but I did it this time because I was kind of already not having fun, and like I said, the party was a little bit disastrous, and I was like, I kind of want to get out of here. Um, so then some kids spilled water on me, and I was like, okay, time to go. The only reason I didn't leave sooner was because there was people hanging out outside, and I was like, oh, they would see me leave. But then everyone came inside, the kids spilled water on me, and I was like, okay, time to go. So I'll probably apologize to Parkour in the morning for leaving without saying goodbye. Um, and yeah. Whew, I'm also really tired. Um, yeah, I slept like some. I don't even know what sleeping enough means anymore. I don't even know how to sleep anymore. I kind of just do. I've got pretzels here off camera. That's what I keep picking up. Cookies and cream covered pretzels. Got them from Aldi. They're pretty good. Anyway, I don't think I have any plans for this weekend. My coworkers were talking about going on a nature walk, but he said it's gonna probably rain all weekend, which means probably no nature walk. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I'll probably do stuff with that free time over the weekend. Anyway, see you all tomorrow, Saturday. Hello everyone, welcome to Saturday. Today was kind of cool, I guess. I woke up at, I believe it was like 6 in the, I think it was 6 in the morning. I woke up to the cat. As per usual. I just kind of went back to bed until like 10. Cause I was like, I could wake up early, but also, I stayed up late last night, so, yeah, I was like, maybe I should sleep some. But yeah, so I got up at 10. I mostly played video games today, if I'm being honest. I recorded an episode of RoboQuest. It was supposed to be half an hour. It turned into 1 hour, because usually I die about halfway through the run. But I actually made it to, well, I almost made it to the final boss, but I made it farther than I ever have in the game. So that's cool, that's good. Yeah, so that episode was an hour instead of half an hour. I was thinking about recording an episode of Revita, but I was like, no, those runs are like an hour. But now, I mean, all the roguelikes are turning into like hour-long runs. One thing that's interesting, I don't know how they track the time that those runs take, because the in-game timer says half an hour for the run, but my recording timer says 1 hour. So that means that the episode's actually 1 hour. But I'm like, where, like, when do they start the time? You know what I'm saying? Like, I know in Enter the Gungeon, there's a timer on screen that you're watching in real time if you turn on the timer, so that you know exactly how long you're in the run. But for like Revita and RoboWatch or RoboQuest, I mean, um, the run timer will be like half of what the recording is at. So I'm like, I don't know where they're getting that from. But yeah, today I woke up, played games. I wanted to see how long I could go for without getting hungry. And it was quite a while. Like, I don't think I woke up at 10. I didn't eat anything until like, I think 1. Um, I didn't even feel like I didn't feel particularly hungry. As you guys know, I don't technically feel the specific feeling of hunger. I was just kind of like, I could eat. It's just that there's not really anything I want to eat. So I just kept, not necessarily starving, because like I said, I wasn't hungry. My body was like, I could use food for sure. It's just I don't, feel like eating any right now. So yeah, I'd had remember last time I bought that prepackaged pad thai from Aldi that I said was like kind of mid. I got it was I believe it was I want to say udon, stir fry udon noodles with Korean style barbecue beef. Um, I really liked the noodles. The beef surprisingly wasn't as good as I thought it would be. I was like, oh, interesting. So I would buy it for the noodles, but I wouldn't buy it for the beef. And like actually, one thing I noticed, there's surprisingly, it says like 27 grams of protein in the whole package. Surprisingly little amount of beef for 27 grams of protein. So I don't know where that protein's coming from, or if that's just totally a lie. But it says it's in there. I had that, and I watched a couple episodes of Jujutsu Kaisen, and then I think Inky came home, and then I think I played some more games, and I think she left or something. Played a lot of Helldivers. I've been working on builds against a specific faction of the Illuminate in Helldivers, so I've been having a lot of fun trying to find builds that work. There's honestly quite a few more builds that work than I thought. Um, sometimes it feels like I thought that like I was like, oh man, I've got this build and it is the build, for this Illuminate faction. Oh, I just got home. So I was like, this is the build. This is the only one where I can actually have fun, because usually I play on the hardest difficulty, right? Obviously, that's not very easy. So what I do is I pick the best and strongest loadout to make the game easier but still challenging, right? Because like it's like the bugs, the Terminids, they are they're too easy, kind of. You kind of just like I can make a couple builds where it's just like I'm rolling right through them, and sometimes that's fun. But it's one thing, like ever since I've been a kid playing games, sometimes it's not fun at all if you know you're going to win. Like sometimes, like even in real life, like it's not always fun playing like sports like badminton against people who are not as good. Because then it's like I hit it over and then it hits the ground, and then I hit it over and then it hits the ground, and it's like we're not, there's no back and forth here. This isn't fun. And like with Smash Bros, I'm better than most of my friends, most of the people I know. So it's like not quite as fun knowing that I'm gonna win. And so in Helldivers, I'm always trying to get that balance of what's fun, and what is just good. And yeah, so I've been working on builds for that. That's been a lot of fun. Some very, very creative, some getting very creative builds I'm making. I found use in a specific weapon, and I've been working on that. It's kind of fun. Using stuff I haven't used before. Some things I use a lot. But yeah, I really do, I think, need to make a Yap session, an autistic rant about why I love Helldivers. Anyway, yeah, so I was playing Helldivers. I did practice piano. I'm thinking about staying up to practice guitar, because the way practices are weird, because I can't do like all of them in one day. I have to do them across multiple days. Now, if I don't, I would only have 2 overlap days of piano and guitar practices. I don't know. I'm tempted to go to bed early and, then start my day early. And I do have some water here. That would be cool. I don't know what I would do tomorrow. I didn't have much of a plan for today. I did do a Target run. I just need like body wash and stuff. I visited my older sister and her boyfriend with my dad in their apartment. So that was kind of cool. I had like canned soup and some Queen Amans that I had in the pantry. I pretty much had just the 2 meals today. I thought about working out, But it was raining, so I didn't want to work out outside because the ground would be wet. I could go to the gym tomorrow. It's just I just hate driving in the city. I hate driving in the city so freaking much. Also, I had a Java Monster for the first time today, which is coffee mixed with Monster. Or you know what I should do? I should clean my headphones. I need to clean my headphones. I'll definitely do that tonight. But yeah, it's 11:51. I could probably go to sleep now. Maybe I could have some more snacks. I don't know. But yeah, that was pretty much all I did. Played games, ate some food, visited older sister, went to Target. Oh, I went on a walk too. The weather was fairly nice, so I walked to QT, and that's how I got the Java Monster. And then I walked back, and it was not bad. I just kind of felt like being outside, because I like being outside. And yeah, that was my day. Practice piano. It was good. I've done all my dailies except for the smell. I'm gonna do that. I still have that art project that I need to work on. It's just been on my floor for a while. I don't have any concrete plans tomorrow. I might play Minecraft with coworkers. I might see a movie with Dad. I might play Monster Hunter Wilds with Gail. And I don't really like that they are possible but not concrete, because what I want to do is I want to just keep my schedule wide open for everyone. But like the thing is, everyone's not guaranteed to actually need any time. You know what I'm saying? So it's like my dad was like, "Oh, I'm thinking about seeing a movie, but it depends on how things work out." I'm like, "Okay." And then Gail was like, "I might be online tonight." And then my coworkers were like, "I've got time before and after dinner." I'm like, "Okay, can we pick one?" But yeah, it's a lot of things that could happen. So it's like I'm afraid to make my own plans because, then it's like, because I can always do my own plans later. But if people are like, "Hey, how about movie this evening?" What if my dad's like, "Movie this evening," and then my coworkers like, "Minecraft this evening?" It's like, well, shoot, now I don't know which to do because I want to do both, but I can only do one because they take place at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I think that's about all for today. Thank you for watching. I'll see you for the final report tomorrow, Sunday. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sunday. Today wasn't too bad. Whoa, what's my hair looking like? I guess I should start from the beginning. Today I woke up at 9 in the morning, about 8 hours after I went to sleep, which is good. I didn't sleep for 10 hours, which is good because I felt like I, had time to do things, and I did do a couple things, a thing or two. But also I could have really woken up an hour earlier because after recording last night's entry, I kind of just doom scrolled for a while because I don't know. It just happens sometimes. The thing is, I doom scrolled on my computer, not my phone, which is different, but not better. Anyway, yeah. So I woke up at 9, and I actually did get out of bed then, and I made my bed and stuff. Kind of started my day off with some. I think it was Helldivers. Yeah. I was still working on those Illuminate builds. I found a couple that are fun. Nothing. I still haven't quite found that one. The build that just kind of steamrolls over everything. It's real tricky trying to find a build like that. It's fairly easy with other factions, I feel like, but not really so much with the Illuminate. Especially the specific sub faction that I was fighting. I can steamroll the regular faction any day, but they have the special faction that I was fighting. That made it a bit more difficult. I think I found one that was pretty decent now that I'm thinking about it. Also, ow, there's a little spot of acne right there. Okay, I think I got it. Yeah. Yeah, so I played some Helldivers, woke up, I made a breakfast sandwich, I believe. I used the last of my bacon grease, but fear not, I bought more bacon today. So I'll probably have breakfast burritos or something along those lines this upcoming weekend, and then that will produce bacon grease, which I can then use for cooking, which is very tasty. But I'm getting a little off track. Or no, I'm not off track, because that was what I had for breakfast, was a breakfast sandwich. Again, I waited a while. Hold on, sorry. Okay, everything's fine. I waited a while before eating, which is probably not a great idea because, wow, that spot of acne is still bothering me. Probably not a great idea because the thing is about a breakfast sandwich, it's not a whole meal. I was thinking about this recently. I don't know. I think I've talked about it in recent episodes. I don't know. I don't think I have actually. As you guys know, my body requires a lot of food. And whenever I am hungry, whenever I'm on an empty stomach, of course it's going to take a lot of food to fill me up. Not only that, depending on how much I've eaten in recent days, I can fill up my stomach all the way and then be hungry like half an hour later. It was kind of like that today. I had my breakfast sandwich, and then I've got a Rockstar here, energy drink. I've never had a Rockstar before. I'm tempted to drink it now because I know it tastes good, but I'm literally about to go to bed maybe. I forgot to actually need to put this video together and then upload it. It's 10:39 technically on time, but yeah. So I had my breakfast sandwich. Of course, that's not enough. So I had the energy drink. The energy drink has caffeine. The caffeine suppresses my appetite. Therefore, I drink that. I'm not hungry anymore. Also, I did not drink all of it. This thing's still about half full. Because, as you guys know, I'm sensitive to caffeine and drugs and alcohol in general. So I kind of just drank about half of it and then felt like stopping. So I did. I didn't finish it. I don't know when I'll finish it. Maybe, I mean, I guess I could put it in the fridge and take it to work tomorrow or something. I'm usually not. I usually don't like leaving things unfinished, especially like a drink like this, because it's like it's probably gonna go flat and it might taste a little funny afterward. But it's still good caffeine, so who knows? I don't know what I'll do with it. Maybe I'll put it in the fridge and figure it out later. Yeah, so I had the breakfast sandwich and the caffeine, and then that was good. I think I practiced. I practiced like half my piano playlist, and then I think I got on to play more Helldivers, and then I finished practicing my playlist. Um, yeah, nothing, honestly, nothing of note really. I did today. I did get groceries. Like I said, I got bacon, so I can make bacon grease and breakfast burritos. I'm getting out of track though, 'cause yeah, I was trying to follow the track of what I did today, but then it just really wasn't a whole lot. I know, was it after breakfast? I think I gamed for a little bit so that my food could settle. I went to the gym. I did my usual workout, except I missed one set. Usually I do three kind of circuits. I only did two because I was short on time. Um, yeah, so then I came back, showered, had a smoothie. A smoothie is actually a full meal, but I had not eaten much today and the day before, and maybe even the day before that. So I drank my smoothie, and then I was hungry later again. I drank my smoothie. I think that was after that I went and did grocery shopping. I bought stuff to make a Caesar salad with. The problem is the chicken, because obviously a salad's not a whole meal. So I need to get chicken so that I can make chicken Caesar salad and then turn that into a meal. So I got more Parmesan cheese. I got a head of lettuce. I've already got ranch. I could use Caesar dressing, but I already have ranch, so that's should be fine. Um, I've also got croutons. From way back, when I made the salad with what is it with that canned chicken. As you guys know, I don't know how to cook chicken yet. So the plan was to go to Price Chopper after Aldi and get a rotisserie chicken. There was no rotisserie chickens. I think it's one of those deals where they stop selling them after a certain time of day. So maybe I'll just stop by after work and see if they've got any. And then I can make chicken Caesar salad and also just have chicken for recipes if I wanted it. Um, yeah, I don't know. I kind of like stopped. I not necessarily gave up, but I stopped trying to cook steaks. Just because like even if I could cook a steak really well, I just don't like how messy it gets. The oil just gets like everywhere. It gets like all over the inside of the pan or the outside of the pan, all over the stove, all over everything surrounding the stove. Sometimes it gets like way up high, like above the stove, and then also it kind of like burns your hands sometimes when you're cooking it. Um, so yeah, that's kind of all I did. Woke up, gamed, breakfast, and then I went gym, practiced piano, gamed more, got groceries. I did record another episode of Dredge, which should. Ooh. I recorded an episode of Dredge. I mean, I don't want to say standard 1 hour episode because I wouldn't like them to be like 1 hour long, but like I don't know, it just feels really good to play for an hour and then record and upload it. Like my previous RoboQuest episode was an hour, which was like twice the normal length, just because I actually got further in the game. So now almost all of my series now have episodes that are usually about an hour, just because that's one run. That's one run in the game. Like what you see is exactly what I'm doing, except for Raven's Watch, because those it's the same thing, but it's like if I were to not stop between chapters of a run, then a run could get I don't know maybe up to 2 hours or something. So those usually end out around maybe 30 40 minutes. and then I just pause and save the next chapter of the game or the run for another episode. So yeah, so I recorded an episode of Dredge. It was an hour, and then it was supposed to be an hour, but like by the time by the time 1 hour had passed, I was like, oh crap, how long have I been playing for? What's my recording at? And it was right at 1 hour 4 minutes. I was like, okay, cool. So I wrapped that up. I didn't even actually upload it. I guess I can probably upload it while I'm editing this together. Um, but yeah, so I was like, oh crap, that was an hour already. So I didn't upload it. I'll probably upload it before this. And then I had to go to Aldi because it was 8 p.m. It was 8:06 actually, and Aldi closes, or no, it might have been like 8:10 or 8:15. And Aldi closes at 8:30. So I got groceries. Like I said, I got myself some stuff so I can make chicken Caesar salad. Hopefully that'll be good. I also like sometimes I try to I actually, believe it or not, I do try to mix up my diet like regularly. That way I don't seem like an autistic kid eating the same thing over and over. I have done that in the past, and I'm not ashamed of it. I like what I like. And also realistically, like in the past, I will actually, believe it or not, I will get sick of eating the same thing over and over again. Yeah, depending on how much I like the thing, it can last like a while before I'll get sick of it. Sometimes it's just like maybe it's just a thing for a week or two. Um, but yeah, I know my most recent sandwich recipe I liked for a while, but I'm switching that up now, and I'm trying to get into making that chicken Caesar salad. I think that's about everything. I also did buy those prefab meals. I had one today. It was the lobster mac and cheese. Quite good, if I'm being honest. Quite good. It took 40 minutes to bake in the oven though, and I was like, oh my gosh. But like I said, it was good. Um, that's kind of everything. I got groceries, came back. I was watching Jujutsu Kaisen while it was baking and while I was eating it. Um, and now I'm pretty much here. Ink had a couple friends over. They were gonna go to the pool, and then some guy yelled at them to get out of the pool from the balcony. There was no indication whether he actually had the authority to tell them to get out, because her friend that was over yelled back at the guy. He was like, "Hey, are you security?" And the guy just stopped talking. I was like, "Okay, I don't think they had to actually get out at that point. If the guy saying, 'Hey, get out,' won't actually respond after saying, 'Hey, get out.'" Um, so yeah, but they got out anyway. Probably just because, like, I mean, I'm sure a man yelling at you from a balcony is scary. Especially it was dark at this point. Well, I heard someone's car start. So yeah, that's understandable. And now I'm here, pretty much. Also, this morning I waxed my shoulders. I would hope you guys can tell. I'm sure, like, you can tell that I'm pointing it out. Usually I have hair on my shoulders, and it's really gross and off-putting. Like my younger brother, he made a comment. He was like, "Dang, bro, you gotta shave that." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know." I kind of just wish I could permanently remove it because it's not really it's not flattering in the slightest. Like I have a little bit of chest hair, which I know some people consider gross, but I kind of like it. Just because like men have chest hair. I'm a man, kind of cool, I think. But like the shoulder hair, it's like it's not even back hair. It's like literally just across the top of my back, like across the top of my shoulders. Um, there's hair there, and it's black. Nothing wrong with that color. It's just that it makes it stand out even more. It just makes it look even more unusual. Against my pale complexion. So I did wax this morning, and now my shoulders are all nice and shiny and smooth. Um, I like it. Um, yeah. Also, I've got that mild sunburn that I got. I don't know if you can see it on camera. It doesn't look like it. That mild sunburn that I got last weekend is peeling just a little bit. Just a little bit. Yeah, this side didn't burn. It's just like a little bit on my back here. But yeah, so I waxed my shoulders. That's nice. Still got to work on that art project. It is on the floor currently, and it's been there for a while. I also, oh my gosh, I haven't even gotten to like the journal and everything, because today's Sunday. What's something else I need to do? The drawings on the floor. I also need to practice electric guitar, but it's 10:48. I would like to go on bed on time. I would like to go to bed on time, but at the same time, that doesn't work or help or do anything. So I'm tempted to maybe stay up later and practice electric guitar. I know we have to read the journal, and also I'm getting hot sitting here because I turned the AC off, and now I'm getting hot. Because usually I like it not necessarily warmer, but having the AC on all day just makes it cold. And I could just turn the AC up, but I don't know. I just turn the AC off, and then once it gets hot again, I say, okay, time to turn the AC on, and then I kind of just, that's life. Goals, they're all on pause except for guitar catch up, which is in progress. I'm wondering if my back of my neck was a little burnt too. Um, yeah, all the goals are on pause except for guitar catch up, which really should be done by now. I worked on it once this week, which means it is technically in progress. Um, yeah, like I said, I'm ever so slowly getting closer to being done with that and then moving on to other things. But yeah, so they're all in progress. Dailies, 3 or 4 out of 7. Now that they are so easy to do, my brain doesn't keep track of how often I do them. So I think it was 3 or 4 out of 7 for those. Anyway, journal time. Monday, 12:20 a.m. Today I played some games, visited with family, and went on a bike ride. The quote is, "Hi. Hi. Can you do the dishes? Thanks." Those were the hi. That was what I said to Ink, my roommate, when I got home. She did not respond to me saying hi to her twice after I walked in the door. Pretty cool, I guess. Let me see if she's here. I wonder if she listens to these. I know she can hear me, but I wonder how intently she listens. Seems like she's here. All right. Yeah, and then the other two were texts I sent her that I also didn't get a response from. So that's cool, I guess. Tuesday, I was in flavor at work today, and after that, I mostly just played games like a like a stupid chud. And the quote is, "It's not about the money, Spider-Man." Just because I think that quote was funny, I like it. Yeah, Tuesday, I was in flavor. That was my first day in flavor, actually. It didn't go too bad. Yeah. Wednesday, after work today, I just lived joyously and unbothered. And then quote is banished to the flavor room because I've talked about earlier in this week I've talked about working in the flavor room. I don't like it, but I think it's good that now I know how to do flavor. In case we are ever missing flavored coffee, I can just go whip some up real quick, and I know how to, real quick and easy. So that's good. Hopefully I'm not in there regularly. I would hate that. Yeah, Thursday. I can't There's not really much of note to report. I'm kind of just living, which is good. Simple life. I love a simple life. That would be nice. Thursday, after work today, I had lessons, and then I had a berry noir and did normal human stuff after that. And then the quote is good flavor drink because I was talking about that day how my brain just enjoys flavors. Even if it's not a flavor I like, I just really enjoy flavors and tasting things because for a couple of years I couldn't taste anything at all. So yeah, even if I was after drinking it, my brain's like, oh, this is good because it tastes like something. And then I really take a moment to process what that tastes like, and I go, I don't think I like that. That's how it was with the pad thai. The pad thai had strong flavor, it's just that I didn't really like it. I already talked about the udon stir fry. That was good. The beef wasn't very good, though, surprisingly. But the noodles themselves were great. And the berry noir, quite tasty, if I'm being honest. Yeah. Friday, this has a do not read warning. That warning is for me, which means I'm not supposed to read this entry out loud. I believe I did, yeah. Friday was Friday. Scheduled time got canceled, unfortunately, and I went to that party that was a little bit disastrous. It's about all there is to it, because before that it was just work. So it was work, come home, shower, eat, go to scheduled time's canceled, go to the party, party goes crazy. I'll give you a couple details. One girl got super high, she started kind of freaking out, and then she drove away, and her boyfriend, who was also drunk or maybe high or maybe both, pursued her on foot, and then everyone was like, oh my gosh, where is he, what's happening? And then that's about as much as I'll say. I don't want to embarrass anyone too much, that's why I'm not naming names or anything. But yeah, so that was one of the things that happened. Then also, some drunk guy spilled water on me while trying to be overtly friendly. I don't like it when it is so obvious that people are trying to be super, super nice, and that might sound weird, so you're gonna have to hear me out. But there was this guy, he was someone else's friend, I didn't know him, I've never seen him before. The first instance was, I just kind of looked downstairs, I can't remember who I was looking for, but I looked downstairs, and I saw him, and he goes, hey, and he looks over at the girl next to me and goes, what's that guy's name? And then she goes, Asher. He goes, hey, Asher. And I just pretend like I can't hear him and I walk away because I don't want to talk to that guy. He's super drunk. And like I said, he's trying to be very, friendly, overtly friendly. Uh, and I don't like it whenever it is so obvious that people want to be friends with me. That triggers some sort of defensive skepticism response where I'm like, whoa, why do you want to be friends with me so badly? That's weird. Pouty has a friend who is like that. And he was at the party, but I didn't get any of that from that. And I did not get any of that from him, which is good. So maybe she told him more he just learned. Anyway, so that was so that guy that I had never seen before was trying to be super friendly, and I was not having it. And then later in the night, he's even drunker than he was earlier. He has a cup of water. He's trying to sober up or something. He's like totally wobbly, by the way. He comes up to me. He's like, "Oh, hey, who are you? Oh, Asher. Oh, yeah, nice to meet you." We dap up, and he goes, and then he immediately just like, "Oh shit!" spills his water on my shorts. I'm like, okay. So I walk into the kitchen, get some paper towels, dry myself off. And the only reason I hadn't left earlier was because I was trying to do an Irish goodbye, and there was people hanging out outside. They had come in. I had water on my shorts now. I'm uncomfortable. I had already not been having fun at that point. It's like, okay, this guy spilled water on me. They came back inside. Perfect time to leave out the side door. No one saw me. Perfect. That was what happened on Friday. Then I came back and recorded my chronicle and whatever. There's no entry for Saturday, because in my head I said, oh, that's fine because there's no journal entry for Saturday. I know there's an entry here. Was the party Saturday? No, the party was Friday. Right. Yeah. I know I recorded an entry yesterday. Although I don't remember what I did yesterday. But I mean, that one was immediately before today, so yeah, probably mostly uneventful, just kind of living stuff. I did do an episode of Revita? Was that today? That might have been today, actually, the Revita episode. I think RoboQuest was yesterday. Yeah, unless both Revita and RoboQuest were today? I don't know. I ain't keeping track of it. I'm kind of just living like I said. Anyway, was my bookmark in the right spot? Yeah, okay, cool. I believe that's everything. We're at 20 minutes now. It's 10:56 p.m. Seems like a good time to finish this out. Yeah, I am seriously thinking about getting that hero scholarship and then going to KU. Because like I said, I really was it high school teacher, music, and PE? Sounds very doable to me. And I've spoken about why I would think that would be good. I like the structure of having planned breaks. I like the free time that comes with that. In case I find out that it's not what I want to do for the rest of my life, I commit to it as a job, and then I can make money off that. And then in the free time that comes with that, I can then keep exploring or whatever. But I was like, I can kind of already do that with my factory job. It pays decently. I'm free on weekends. I still have kind of some time on the weekdays, just not a whole lot. It is a bit draining, but like I said, the hardest part about the job is really just waking up in the morning. I kind of just wake up and I stand in front of the tailors and space out, and then watch a show on my breaks, and then I come home and I shower and I feel alive again, and then I kind of like play games or whatever. But yeah, simple life. Anyway, I'm pretty sure that's everything. Yeah. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next week. Bye.